I would say both, but definitely considering um the situation now, the competition, the way children are growing up, I think EQ does have a slightly upper hand because there are a lot of things happening around. So, how they feel, what they feel, how much they come out with it, all that matters a lot.
Right.
So though, yeah, IQ is important, obviously, but I think if EQ is balanced well, then, automatically everything else falls in place. Uh, if I have to be really frank, at that point of time, I wasn't thinking about, a personality development class or something of that kind, because at that moment, when this Pepkidz thing came up, he was more interested in sports activities. So, I was looking out for such classes, sending him for table tennis and, football and classes like that.
Yeah.
But the invite, the advertisement, how you call it, when that came, I suddenly remembered the personality development class, which I attended as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually done by a family friend. But, it went on so well. We traveled outside Chennai, they took us for a outing. There were courses there. We used to do sightseeing for half a day, and, morning sessions would be, interactive sessions with a lot of people. You get to mingle, you get to get your fear out of,
Right.
whatever fear it could be. So I just remember that, and I thought, it would be very apt for Tejas at this point of time, um, because he suddenly developed slight stuttering in his speech. That was not from birth, so it kind of came all of a sudden.
Okay.
Of course, his pediatrician told us not to worry, because even if it's going to be from birth, everything can be managed in today's world. Today's science, technology, and the medical science, everything. So when this came up initially, I was not even sending him for speech therapy classes, because she said it is not required.
Mm-hmm.
But as he's growing up, I was more concerned, because he's basically a very friendly and a very social boy.
Exactly.
So I don't want something to stop him. Uh, you know, he shouldn't stop talking. He shouldn't feel shy. He shouldn't feel that, he's out of place somewhere, just because, because of the stutter, just because it's taking a little time for him to convey what he wants to, because everybody doesn't have the time and patience to listen to the way, many people do, especially parents, of course. So he should not avoid any kind of person at any point of time. And as he grows, he needs to interact with a lot of people. He needs to get good friends. He should be more comfortable with his school, his teachers, and, other peers. And we were away from India for a long time. So this actually happened when we were moving out from there and we were coming back to India.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought more of that, because, it's a totally new environment. That was the first year of schooling he was going to have in India.
Exactly.
We came back when he got into his 5th grade only.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the initial period he has not been here. He doesn't know the system. And definitely we came from UK. So there the class strength is half of what is there in India. And not every child will get the turn to talk every time, because the curriculum, everything is totally different here. So that is when this thought came up, and, I put him in the speech therapy class so that it would help him. And when I spoke about, I was so convinced when Pepkidz approached me, when I inquired and when they told me what they're going to do. And they said, we're going to have a trial class. You could, just see if you're convinced, if you're happy with it, and then take a call on whether you want to send your child. So when I told this to my son, he was quite keen. And we both sat for the trial class, and he was very excited. And after that, in fact, I told them, I said, it's purely on his decision, because if he at any point of time feels that, probably, I don't want the class now, I don't want to thrust anything on him. It has to be voluntary, because first 2-3 classes will be very exciting. And after that, it gets boring, or, they feel bugged, because we've also grown up. We know how it is to take up a new class and then, try to get out of it or whatever, give excuses not to attend.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as I told you, I was convinced, he was very happy. And yeah, actually, we took it up as the course. And it's nearly 8 months, I think, he gets so excited whenever this class comes up. And I think from the beginning, it's been you who has been teaching him. So I think the bond between the two of you, and the comfort level that he has, definitely makes a lot of difference, for the child to really look forward for the class. And yeah, after that, I didn't have to explore. Coming to the point, I think I haven't even answered your point. I just told my feelings. But why Pepkidz? Because again, till then, there was no thought about it. But the first thing I heard, and I was convinced, so I didn't even think or check with anyone or speak to my friends and compare or do anything of that kind, because I thought, okay, I have had a personal talk. So let's take this up and see how things go. And I've been happy since then. Growing up stage, he being a very, very friendly and social person, he wants to talk and share a lot of things. Yeah, lots to share. He reads a lot. He wants to, know new things. He really likes to explore, very inquisitive. So when he wants to convey all that in one shot, obviously right now there is no script. So if there is a script, obviously you're a little conscious, but at the same time, you know what you're going to talk. So, you might not think, or you will not stop anywhere much. But when it's a flowing thought that's coming up, you need to stop a bit, you need to think, you need to talk. But he still doesn't know that maturity hasn't come. He just wants to make it fast. If he slows down, he thinks, people will think he's too slow or he's not able to think or something like that. So this has slowed him down, because the topics has helped him in a great way. He comes back to me and says, we were talking about cyberbullying today. Yes, you were telling me that there are a lot of risks attached. Randomly don't go check anything, don't download things, don't, just because people are asking you, like some video you see, they ask you to subscribe, like, comment. You tell me randomly don't do that and don't have your login. Now I understand, what it means. This happened, that happened. So he's able to understand that, though not fully, because still, what if, why not we try? That will be there, because that's the child in him. But, obviously, as parents, we are able to give him that opportunity to attend such classes and, get to know a lot more. But at the same time, though they say those days parents were only teaching, there weren't so many classes, not much exposure. That is all true. And they are still successful, no doubt. The current generation, only to an extent, everybody can say something or the other, especially parents. So, beyond that, it's like, is she telling me the truth, or is she saying just because I have to stop doing it? So when the next level person comes and says, I'm doing this, I'm taking this class, this is what I specialize in. And then they compare and they say, actually what you told was right. That's what that person was also saying. But if come back and say, you know what? She told exactly what you were talking about the other day. Now, yeah, seems like you also know something, you're right, that kind of a thought. So certain things has to come from there, and that itself is an experience. Parents saying stories are different. It could be cooked up stories also. But obviously when it is taught by somebody, their way of looking at teachers.
Yeah.
The kind of respect, the kind of what to call, the feelings they have for them, the way they look up at them, that really matters a lot.